BapBap recently released a small-scale solo playtest, and you know your boy's gotta try to flex his silver Eternal Return rank all over these players. Now, I could go too big to touch Chuck and punch these fools in the stratosphere, but that would be too easy. Instead, I'm gonna try to get a win on all the characters available so far, all 8 of them. Plus, it gives me a good way of introducing each of the characters and their abilities to you guys. And if you're enjoying this BapBap content, make sure you guys scroll down, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and let me know below which character has your favorite kit. Anyways, here's how it went. I decided to go by the order of the list, so first up, it's Kitsu. Kitsu's a long-range bow sniper character that needs scaling. She's sort of vulnerable at the start due to her low mobility and CC, but she scales really well into late game if you have good accuracy. My first game blessed me with an early gold watch, so I went looking for a victim. It wasn't long before I found myself a Sashimi, so I did some poking. Unfortunately, he pulls a Nemo on us and escapes. I continued onwards and found myself a low HP skinny. I landed a 6th knight and then dashed in for the chase. Oh, right. Kitsu's the only character where you dash away from your mouse. I tried to walk back up to look for him, but he disappeared. I got so confused. Where could he have went? Oh, so it's gonna be a 1v1 with the fish that got away. I like those odds. He played Ring Around the Rosie with the vision for a while, but luckily my skill can snipe him from behind there, and I have super cooldown reduction. Easy dub. But I figured that one kill wasn't enough to whet your appetite, so I went for seconds. Before long, I found a wild Chuck in the bushes. I poked him down as best I can while staying at range. Eventually he gets impatient and goes all in when he's low. You fool. I've still got my ultimate skill. Oh, it got cancelled by a stun. But I was still able to mop him up. Not even close. It turns out it's gonna be a Sashimi rematch finals. He's learned from before and didn't wait until I poked him down. However, he made a fatal mistake of letting me get a heal pop. I dodged his dash, mopped up, 2 out of 2. The next character is Anna, and she's a bit like Tracer from Overwatch. Fast, medium range attacks and a very short dash cooldown. I got supremely lucky with golden glasses on my first drop, and there's a juicy Sashimi to chase down. I kinda feel bad at this point. Wait, where's my HP? Okay, bad feeling gone, time to run. I healed up a little bit, but run into this Froggy that made quick work of me. The next game starts with a rematch against the same Froggy, but you fool. I've already seen all your moves. Some clutch lifesteal keeps me alive, and I take him down. I roam around the map a bit more and found my last target, Chuck. Chuck seems to be easy pickings for Anna since you have way more mobility than him. Just counter his jump with a dash and he should never catch you. Easy win. Speaking of Chuck, he's gonna be our next character. He's a cross between tank, assassin, DPS, mage, support, and juggernaut. He doesn't meet enemies. He meets victims. I eventually found my first target, Froggy, and jumped right in. The fool forgot one thing. Birds eats frogs. He played a good game of cat and mouse, but eventually he slips up. Knowing he's doomed, he goes out in a blaze of glory. The game continues until Chuck finds his final victim. Sorry, Zooks. In this game, the duck hunts the human. With my golden watch, he can't get away from my repeated stuns and he falls easily. The next character is Sashimi, who's like Chuck but with less swag. A bit slower but has more crowd control in his kit. My first enemy had the misfortune of encountering me around the corner like a schoolgirl with a piece of toast, so we made short work of him. Boom. Her twin tries to come in and venture, but she did not take her history lessons, and goes down in the exact same way. Toasty. Now the next character is the one I was most shaky on. Fireboy Kiddo. He's a slow mage with no crowd control and no invincibility frames, so kiting and aiming properly is super important. In my first game, I encountered Chuck very early and decided to turn up the heat. I barely managed to win the fight after dodging almost every ability. Scary stuff. Unfortunately, without CC, mages are super vulnerable to assassins and a skinny RKO'd me out of nowhere. Our next game didn't go any better as Chuck comes back, angrier than before. Our third game was largely a farm fest, so we'll skip to the end. I encountered the skinny who ran away immediately. What a coward. He must fear the power of the fire. I escaped within an inch of my life, and suddenly Zooks. Luckily, he decided that Skinny was a more dangerous target and went for him. I healed up and came back to see my savior dead on the floor. This awakens my shonen instinct and I go berserk. And by berserk, I mean I miss every single ability. Doesn't matter though, auto attacks will do and I take him down. Never touching this character again. Our 6th character is Zook, who's a slow cannon mage focused on area denial. Like Kitsu, you need strong damage to scale or this will end up happening. Our next attempt was mostly a quiet game. I do some poking here and there, but Zook's not great at chasing. It was largely uneventful until the very end. Yep, it pays to have long-range AoE. Next up is Skinny. Skinny is an assassin through and through, with big damage, invisibility, and a dash. I had no problems hunting down most targets. But this is when I went up an insurmountable wall named Chuck. No matter how well I played or how good my build is, I just can't win. He became a rival I must surpass at some point. I will work tirelessly every day until I'm able to dethrone him, nay, destroy him. But that day is not today, so I hopped onto the next character for now. Froggy's also an assassin, but he exchanges the Virgin Invisibility skill for the Chad Tongue. You can tongue your enemy to get closer, or you can tongue terrain to maneuver like it's Attack on Titan. Look at this absolute Chad kill. Gorgeous. Even better yet, the final fight is against our previous rival on Skinny. Seems all it takes is to remove Chuck from the equation and we win. GG's. Okay, back to Skinny torture. But luckily, this game was Chuck free and I did what an assassin does best. Hunted down my 2 targets for an easy dub. There it is, a win with every character on the roster. I'm having an absolute blast with the game, but one thing to keep in mind is that the game is balanced around squads, not solos, so, don't take this as gospel in terms of balance or anything like that. And if you want to join in on the playtest, click the link in the description down below. And when you're down there, hit the like and subscribe button too, will ya? It'll help a ton. I'll see you next time. Ciao.